Lakers, who have now fallen behind 2-0 in their series with the Thunder after dropping Game 2, 125-107 in OKC last night. Following the loss, Lakers guard Austin Reeves confronted crew chief John Gable at center court, surrounded by teammates, including LeBron James. Here's head coach J.J. Redick on how LeBron is officiated. Listen.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I mean, I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that are, built like LeBron, it's hard for them. But he gets clobbered, and he got clobbered again tonight a bunch. I mean, guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called.
JJ said that of all superstars that you have the worst whistle that he's ever seen. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Okay, Skip, here you go. Do you think J.J. Redick's comments are fair on the way LeBron is officiated?
Stephen A. Smith, allow me to first address J.J.'s predictable and ridiculous whining about the overall officiating last night. I remind everybody that Shai Gilgeous, he's got a great first name, Shai, right? I love that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is about to be a back-to-back MVP, and he was called for his fourth foul shortly into the second half and had to sit for the entire third quarter. So I don't want to hear Laker belly aching about foul calls. The Thunder shot 26 free throws last night to 21 for the Lakers, but Austin Reeves shot 11 free throws to SGA's 10 to 9. So my point is, it's been 50-50. Now to LeBron James. He has started to beg for every call, even worse than Luka begs for every call and non-call, and it's just driving me crazy. It gets hard to watch. I don't miss Luka because I don't miss all the whining and begging, but now he's got JJ begging for him. And here's the truth about LeBron James. Again, we're talking about age 41, year 23 LeBron. He's lost some of the respect of the referees because he does miss quite a few bunnies at the rim that he used to convert. He does not finish the way he used to finish. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finishes like crazy at the rim, and he does get the respect of the whistle. So I just don't want to hear this about how poor King is not getting the foul calls at age 41 and has got the worst whistle that JJ's ever heard a superstar have. What happened last night was the Lakers came out and wanted to play football, and they played football in the first half, and it was an extremely physical game. And the Thunder said, okay, we'll play football in the second half. And now LeBron's saying, they're banging me. Everybody was getting banged because it was an extremely football.
As usual, it's not what Skip Bayless says, it's what he doesn't say, okay? And that's what everybody has to pay attention to. Yeah, you can sit up there and talk about the Los Angeles Lakers whining because with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the bench, led by Holmgren, led by Mitchell and these cats, led by McCain, they were on a 22-4 run. There's no excuse for that. The Lakers lost the game. They lost to a better team. We understand that. But that doesn't mean that J.J. Redick was wrong. When LeBron James is averaging over 5 free throws a game, he's got 5 in the first 2 games of this series total. That's number one. Number two, on at least 2 glaring plays, when he was knocked to the ground, in the first quarter, that was clearly a foul that wasn't called. And how about, it should have been an and one, and they called it when he was fouled by Watson.
I will give you that one. That was the only one I give you.
Well, the first one too. When LeBron got knocked to the ground and he got up and didn't hustle back, by the way, because he was busy arguing with the officials. The clear physicality that the Oklahoma City Thunder was exercising, and you weren't getting those calls, that can be frustrating because what we do have to remember is what J.J. Redick said, Skip. What did he say? They're hard enough to beat. You got to call the fouls. In other words, they're coming into the series. They're clearly the inferior team. You're going up against the reigning defending world champions who has the reigning league MVP, the reigning NBA Finals MVP in Shea Butter, And you know that they're at a decisive advantage. You got to make those calls. You don't have a shot. There's no shot at this being a series if you don't make the calls that need to be made. Not only that, we've been complaining about the officials all year long, about how the officials, I'm talking about everybody, league-wide. I'm still ticked off that Jaylen Brown got ejected in the San Antonio Spurs game. I mean, it's stuff like that. There are so many instances this year where you've seen officials drop the ball. And listen, we've watched the game from the days of Joey Crawford's and you know, it's just so many people. There's so many people that have refereed and officiated the NBA game. And historically, every game, there's going to be complaints about the officials. I get it. But this year has been conspicuously bad. We have watched one game after another, one team after another complain about the ineptitude of the officiating. And maybe that's because of some of the rule changes that have taken place. Maybe because the NBA really, really loves offense, and because it's attractive to the viewing eye. You got your new 11-year, $77 billion deal. You got an international audience that you're appealing to. All of those things come into play in terms of how the game is called. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the league office putting their heavy hand down upon them about calls not to make, calls to make. We don't know all of those things, but that does not mean that J.J. Redick does not have a point. LeBron James does create contact, no doubt. He's usually bigger, he's usually stronger, and you initiate the contact, so you got to be able to take some of it. But when you see flagrant no calls take place in favor of the superior team, then basically what you're not giving anybody a chance to have a series. And that's why I can understand and relate to what J.J. Redick is saying.
Marcus Smart body blocked Shea on a drive to the basket in the first quarter. And the refs let it go and sent the message, we're just going to let you guys bang away tonight. And that's what happened. And yet, I think there were 7 reviews in the game. Every one of them went the Lakers' way. So, again, this is fakers. The Lakers are fake. Come on, man.
I will say this. Here's where the Lakers get hurt. You get hurt complaining about I think J.J. Redick was right, but you get hurt making an argument on a day that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who everybody has been complaining about, is getting calls, didn't get calls, and had his 4th foul, just a couple of minutes into the third quarter. That's not the game that you want to complain about the officiating. That much I will give you.
And by the way, SGA in game 1 shot a grand total of 3 free throws. Exactly. So the free throw merchant that everybody wants to ridicule.
All right, what I did hear you say, Skip Bayless, is that you do not miss Luka Doncic, okay? Yeah. And this is a guy who's averaging, 30 points a game? You don't miss him?
Yeah.
No timetable right now for Luka Doncic's return for the Lakers, but would having Luka impact this series in a different way?
Stephen A. Smith, I dug in on this before this series started. The Los Angeles Lakers are a better both ends of the floor basketball team without Luka. And I remind you that game 1 was close in the fourth quarter until the Thunder predictably just surged and blew them off the floor, because that's what they do. Points off turnover. They smoke you with pot, P-O-T, points off turnovers. That's what they do. And yet, remember, last night, it was a 5-point game with 8 minutes to go, so they were hanging in. They played a good basketball game last night. I thought LeBron overall played a really well-rounded offensive, defensive basketball game.
He's been playing well this series.
He has. And yet, I remind you, with Luka on just April 3rd, wasn't that long ago, at Oklahoma City in their final regular season matchup, what happened with Luka on the floor in the first half? Oklahoma City led at halftime 82-51. It was a mismatch with Luka. What are my issues with Luka? He is the most inefficient player in the league, and it ain't even close. Yes, he will lead the league in scoring, but he's going to lead the league in usage rate. He's going to lead the league in turnovers. He's going to lead the league in shots attempted. He's going to lead the league in threes attempted, in free throws attempted. And he dominates the basketball so much that with him, the Laker offense that moved the ball beautifully last night and created a lot of open threes, it just degenerates into a lot of standing around watching Luka dribble, and create a shot. And I give you, he is box office. He is in the lane offensive genius. Right. He is a genuine Hollywood star. Okay. I give you all of the above. But the problem is, the inefficiency comes because he's a career 35% three-point shooter and a career 76% free throw shooter. And you know, and I know, by his standards, those are pathetic numbers. So the math does not work, right?
Here's what I would say to you.
It's hard to win with this.
We're not having a discussion about the defense. We are.